In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your headlight assemblies. Let's get started. From underneath, if your vehicle is equipped with fog lights, let's unplug these first. That way the connections are out of our way. You can just reach in here, push this tab back and pry the connector down, unplug it. Do the same to the other side because the fog lights will come with the bumper cover. On both sides of the bumper cover, you'll have two 10mm screws. Remove both of them. One is right here and the other one right here. Again, do this to both left and right side. Make sure the fender liner pops out of its retaining clip here. All right. On the side by the wheel, you'll notice that where the bumper cover meets the fender, if you peel this fender liner back, there will be a hidden 10mm bolt. We'll have to remove that. Do this to the other side as well. At this point on each side, we can just pop the bumper cover off, just like that. On the lower grille at the front, you'll see that there are two push clips to be removed because they hold the bumper cover onto the actual crash bar here, the bumper support underneath. And the only three things holding it on at the top are going to be two Phillips head screws right here, and then a push clip. Let's start with the push clip. Just get your trim tool, pop out the center, and remove the outer piece. As for the Phillips head screws, just get a screwdriver in there. Sometimes they're pretty stuck, but unscrew them. This rubber piece will come with them. And at this point, we can pull the bumper cover straight off. Be careful because behind it, there will be a styrofoam piece. This right here. It should stay attached to this, but sometimes it doesn't and it comes off with the bumper cover. There you go. Set this aside. So I'm only going to show you how to replace this headlight because the process will be the same for the other side as well. Let's start by removing the two 10mm bolts that hold it on top. Keep in mind, these two have a little shank to them, so the other one that is on the bottom will just be a regular bolt. Just so you know, that shank helps center these two in place. And then from the side, underneath the headlight right there, you can see another 10mm bolt right through the hole of this plastic bracket. Let's get this one out as well. This will be the last thing holding the headlight onto the body, so just make sure it doesn't fall. Now over here, pry up on this tab, slide the headlight straight out, and once you pull it away enough, you'll see the three electrical connectors for the bulbs. This is your high beam. Pry this tab back and down to unclip it. Sometimes you need the help of a little pry tool because they are pretty stiff, but make sure you don't break these because otherwise you can't lock your bulb back in. Do the same for the low beam. And for the turn signal / marker light, just twist it counterclockwise and remove the bulb because we will need to reuse the socket as well as the bulb. On the new headlight, the marker bulb part will have a little plastic cover on it. Just peel that off, throw that away, and then you can either transfer over your new bulbs or this would be a great time to replace them. And then just reverse the process, slide in the marker light, make sure it hooks into all four tabs, and then turn it clockwise to lock it in. Plug in the low beam. My tabs are a little bent here, but that's okay. Plug in the high beam, make sure they click. And now let's resituate this headlight assembly back in. Before I put the headlight assembly back in, just want to point out that this is going to be your adjuster. You can come in with a Phillips head screwdriver from the top, or you can sneak a socket back here, but the Phillips head screwdriver will be a lot easier. And that's how you'll adjust your beam up and down, which I'll show you how to do at the end of the video. Regardless, let's put the headlight in, line it up with the body. Just make sure you don't scratch the lens. It's going to have to kind of aim down at the top and then it'll swoop back up. At the very top here, make sure that this tab clicks and locks into that hole. Okay, sometimes it needs a little persuasion. Just put in the two mounting bolts at the top and put in the one on the side. Grab your bumper cover and make sure that This styrofoam piece is still attached either to the vehicle or to the bumper cover. It's important that you have this here. Slide it over, pay attention to your headlights. Make sure you don't scratch the lenses. Make sure everything fits in just fine. Center it up, and it'll kind of fall into place once it's lined up. On the side, make sure it lines up with the headlight assembly, and make sure it lines up with the clip over here, or the bumper bracket. Tap it in. This seems to be perfect. At the front, put back the 2 push clips. On the side, peel back the fender liner again, and re-secure the bumper cover to the fender. This screws into plastic, so make sure you don't over tighten it because it'll easily strip out and then it won't hold. Tuck the fender liner back into place. Once you've done that to both sides, plug in both fog lights, and then grab the fender liner underneath here and re-secure it to the bumper. Put the clip in the middle back into its spot and lock it in. Push the bumper cover in to line it up with the bolt hole here and re-secure this Phillips head screw. I'm going to hold it so that it lines up as I tighten it. Make it nice and snug, and do the same to the other side. There you have it, job done.
Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.